on that summary.
Yeah.
And then, because I've been driving over the same pothole for a couple months now, and it's a big one on a prominent road, and I was just curious as to how you weight the need for filling it in. Versus the
Merritt in Ohio Garden?
Yes, no, it's not.
Would you look at Merritt in Ohio Garden?
Yes, sir.
This one is actually on Roberts Cutoff. They're right after the red light going towards the Castleberry Elementary and the admin building. It's kind of right before you get to the post office. But it's just in such an awkward spot that you can't curve around it very well. But then also there's a huge one. I don't even know how this happened. It looks like the road was cut out, but on Blackstone, I'm surprised someone hasn't reported it, but Blackstone, right about 4 or 5 houses before you get to Winters. Like if you're, I'm directionally disabled, but like if you're headed from the high school to Roberts Cutoff, then right before you get to Winters, it's about 3 or 4 houses back towards the high school.
Merritt?
Probably between Merritt and that, but it's like, it's literally like a couple feet from the curb and a couple feet in both directions, actually. I don't know if it was like a washout. I don't know, and I don't know how long it's been there. But anyway, just kind of curious. Would like to know specific information on that. Then also when people complain, we know if it was spilled or not, or if they're just being negative.
People being negative, I understand.
But other than that, I still love River Oaks, and I'm still really thankful to live in a town like this with neighbors like I have. So.
Good.
Thank you. You do have some good neighbors, don't you?
I'm sorry. Atmos.
Wow, we'll go away.
I know that, I'm not going crazy up here, y'all, probably. So they're moving all the gas meters to the houses.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My point is that, so I would not even know this if Jack Atkinson on Merritt, hadn't started talking about it, and I'm kind of like, what? And so at what point were we going to find this out? There is zero communication going on between Atmos and the city and the citizens, the residents of the street. And it's really kind of starting to grow concerning. That, you know, what I think you spoke on my behalf, thank you. That was one thing, that's easy to get over, but when you're moving a gas meter up to the house, because if they go straight back, I mean, it's going to be on my front porch, you know, or right in front of my front porch. So do we get a choice in where we put it? Do we, and when were we going to find out?
I was going to call Darwin tomorrow. He's at Atmos.
And
I was going to try to find out all the particulars on it.
Did they do it on Merritt?
It's my understanding they did do a few on Merritt.
Yeah.
But not all of them, did they?
Right. I just found out about them actually relocating it plumb up to the house today because I inspected one on Yale, and they went over
Which is a huge benefit.
Yes,
to the city, because they look so trashy over those out of the street.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's like
wonderful.
and it's going to upgrade a lot of the older homes that do not have the right valves and all that. When Atmos moves the meters, they also had to pay for any upgrades that needed to get the CBNCO. The house I inspected today got all brand new valves in it and new lines and everything.
Yeah, but if there's a sprinkler system like you have,
exactly.
then they have to either go
around it or under it.
They got to deal with that. Yeah.
And mine's just awkward, period. They may choose not to move mine. I would love for it to be moved, I'm not saying that. I would just like to know, and I would like to have a say, and that takes communication.
And the Atmos representative is supposed to do that to each individual house.
But I don't think they are.
I don't think I got mine.
Because only knew about his being moved because he sits out there in his golf cart and monitors their. So he found out.
Well, you need to get a golf cart.
I know, I'm just not as, up with it as he is, but that's the only reason he knew. And the only reason Jack Allen knew was because of an incident that occurred on his property, and that's how they figured everything out. And so people are just figuring things out. And I do feel like that, with all due respect, I think I asked one time, and you said you were the one that monitors their work or communicates with them.
I just communicate with them. They have their own monitors and their own inspectors out there, and if we do see something, and we report it, like the day they put the pipe at your front door, we actually were driving and looking at another inspection, we reported that.
It did go to your front door.
It did. Well, it blocked off both sides of my driveway, and for the entire day. And so, like, my niece couldn't get out and go to school that day, which she wasn't horribly disappointed. And I wish I had been a little late for work, because then I might not could have gone to work, but it didn't work out that way. But no, and thank you for that. But they're not communicating. And so I went home at lunch one day, and man, they had it blocked off again. And I don't mind parking in the street and walking up. It's lunch, it's no big deal, but it was just the timing of everything and the fact that I had not been notified again that they were blocking it off. So, this is kind of telling on myself, but I whipped my car around there. There were so many things in front of my house, I couldn't even park in front of my house. And but I edged in, so I was basically halfway in the middle of the street. But I thought, I'm parking here. This is my house. And so I go in for lunch, and I asked for the crew manager or whatever you call him, and he had just pulled up. Very friendly young man, but he said, "Oh, we did try to knock on your door, but I know you work." And I said, "Yes, I work, and that's why you shouldn't have knocked on the door and not left some written communication." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So, and then they did it again. I don't get written communication. I'm just saying I do feel like they're obligated to communicate with the residents when they're doing it, especially moving a gas meter up to their house. Even if it's a benefit, they still need to know, And I'm not even upset or angry I was that day. Oh, to finish that story, I went in the house.
You're sure you're not upset?
I know. Well, I'm not upset. There's a difference. So then I go back out from lunch, and they had scattered. They had all gone to lunch. So there's my car in the middle of the street with nobody else around. It just looked like I was the crazy one. But anyway, so yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
But just to let you know, we were at home. They did come to my door.
They did?
And said, "We're going to be blocking your driveway." And I said, "Okay," and he said, "But we'll lift it if you need to go under, if you need to leave." I said, "Perfect." So I went out there, gave them the sign, they picked it out, went underneath, did my business, came back. A guy was there, I said, "You need to lift it up." He said, "No, speak it to English." And I said, "Get someone to put out here who does," and I went like that, and then they lifted it up.
Well, I just chose to stomp around in my heels, and but no, in other places that I have friends having construction on the road, they get notices, possibly because they're homeowners. I mean homeowners association, but like they get notices. Between the 72 hours between here and here, you will not be able to drive on the road, or you will not have access to your driveway, or something like that. I just think Atmos could do better. So.
Well, part of what we're dealing with here is our contractors, and that's where I've gone to Darwin and telling to get a hold of the contract crews and tell them what they should be doing.
Well, I can certainly communicate with them if I need to.
Atmos does have a field representative on personal one that comes out. He may not be there for the full 8 hours, but he's working between 6 jobs.
So, but other than that, I still love River Oaks. It's all in the name of progress, I know.
We're getting there,
Am I safe to ask you, William?
Yes, I think my time's up, never mind, no, I'm just kidding. I just want to, thank everybody that's been helping. I'm so excited about this Christmas event that we're having, and I'm just so excited about it. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I think it's all going to fall into place, and thanks to my right hand